Ludicrous Feed is proudly sponsored by Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution, and Hankook, driving emotion. Hey everyone, it's Tom here from Ludicrous Feed. Thank you so much for joining us. In this video today, I wanted to go through the Geely Australia website and in particular focus on the EX5, which is their new, you guessed it, mid-sized SUV that's coming to Australia. So let's have a look at the website right now, geely.com.au/EX5. That's what they decided to call this mid-sized SUV. Interesting because the Volvo brand also has EX naming convention as well, so that might get a bit confusing with the EX30 and now the EX40 after the XC40 has been renamed. So, all right, we'll see how we go once this car is eventually launched in Australia. So let's have a look at the configurator. So the main splash page here has pictures of the EX5, so telling us that the range is 430 kilometers WLTP. Fast charging, 20 minutes from 30 to 80%. I think it's got a charging rate DC of 100 kilowatts. We'll go through the specs in a second. And acceleration 0 to 100 in 6.9 seconds. We'll look at the specs and also do the pre-order walkthrough as well. So let's keep scrolling down the page. So some more pictures of the EX5 there. You can, as the picture suggests, go for a long drive. This lady looks like she's just enjoying herself in this very comfortable cabin. We'll look at some more pictures in a second. And then scrolling down here, more pictures of the outdoors, 430 kilometers of range, presumably WLTP. And then fast charging specs as well. 11 kilowatts onboard AC charger, which is good. Assuming 3-phase, and yep, 30 to 80%, 100 kilowatts DC in 20 minutes, which is acceptable. Probably on the low side, 100 kilowatts. I would say 100 kilowatts is like the absolute minimum for DC charging speed for a road trip. Yes, good battery, of course. Short blade Aegis battery. So I think it's an LFP battery powertrain as well for this vehicle. And then some quick information about the different drive modes. The 160 kilowatt electric motor, 320 newton meters of torque for 0 to 106.9 seconds. That's reasonable. We wouldn't go too quick at an SUV anyway. Memory seats with easy access, that's good. Intelligence, so it's got 16 speaker sound system for the top spec. Flime is the brand. V2L, 3.3 kilowatts. And over-the-air software updates as well, which is great. And then it's got a 7 nm chip, 7 nanometer chip. I think that's what NM stands for the 15.4-inch UHD infotainment screen, and aerodynamic, of course, as well, and voice recognition, which is good. Safety, so lane keeping assist, intelligent cruise control. We'll test that, of course, with a rear-wheel test drive once we get a loan car. Better braking distance, and surround view monitor with 4 panoramic cameras for a 3D camera, which is great. So space, yes, looks pretty luxurious from the pictures. Obviously, it's always hard to tell without actually looking and feeling the car up for itself. When we get a real vehicle to test, of course, we'll give you that lowdown of that when we do the walkthrough and walk around. Lots of space, fully flat seats, which is great, and hidden compartments for clutter-free storage, which is good. Okay, let's go through the configurator right now. So let's do the pre-order. So we have to choose our state. So New South Wales is where I'm at. 3 locations in New South Wales: Artarmon, Liverpool, and Shell Harbour. Artarmon in the North Shore, Liverpool in the southwest, and Shell Harbour in the south of south of Sydney towards Wollongong. Let's have a look at Victoria next, second biggest state. Brighton, Chadstone, and Deer Park. Brisbane or Queensland, Brisbane City, Gold Coast, and Mount Gravatt. ACT, we've got one in Canberra South, South Australia in Raynella, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Tassie, one in Hobart coming soon, and what about WA, Perth coming soon as well. So a few options there, and 3 states coming soon. So let's choose New South Wales, choose Artarmon, confirm. Okay, so there we go, pictures of the interior and exterior. So let's have a look at the interior. So there's the one in black. Interior lighting I can see straight away. Wireless charging, I think. I can see there in the center console. The steering wheel is roundish, squares down the bottom for increased leg room. Geely logo. Interesting little paddles here in the middle of the steering controls. I wonder if that's for cruise control or volume control as well. Manual controlled vents, which is good. And then up the top here, we've got usual review mirror and visors and things, and then usual arm controls as well. So pretty standard. A couple of speakers that stick out as well on the sides, and I can just see a head-up display poking through there as well, which is good. Let's have a look at the exterior one more time. Look, it's nothing, I've got to be honest, there's nothing too much to write home about in this car. Like, there's nothing that stands out too much. It's like almost looks like a generic looking SUV, which is not a bad thing. Some people want that in a car. They don't want to stand out too much. Just looks like every other car on the road. Again, not a bad thing once again. Geely logo up the front. This car's got a front camera, a couple of side curtains, presumably, plastic around the wheel arches. Wheels look all right. Light signature's okay. We'll look at the gallery in a second, a bit more detail. And then roof rails. And not a fastback look, it's just a standard boxy-ish looking SUV. Just from this pic. Okay, so let's have a look at the pre-launch offer. So 3 years complimentary scheduled servicing, which is good, and 1 year complimentary public charging with EV networks. So if you purchase a new or demonstrator MY25 EX5 between 31st of Jan and 28th of Feb, which is not too far away, this deal, and take delivery by the 30th of April, you get up to 3 years or 60,000 kilometers of scheduled servicing. Must be from an authorized Geely service dealer, which we went through before, and 1 year complimentary public charging with EV networks, up to 1,000 kilowatt hours, and voucher is valid for 12 months from date of activation. Okay, so looking at the two variants, Inspire and Complete. So most configurators that I've seen, by the way, this looks pretty well thought through, the configurator page. No, not too many surprises. It's been pretty well detailed here. So most configurators of these car brands that I've gone through, they normally put the basic spec first, whereas in the Geely, they've actually gone for the top spec first. So the Inspire is actually the top level spec, Complete is like the entry level. So with the top spec Inspire, you get a head-up display, you get a 16-speaker sound system up to 1,000 watt premium sound, front seat massage, which is nice, with 6 modes, panoramic sunroof and 19-inch alloy wheels, whereas the basic Complete version, you see the difference in wheels there. I don't know, neither here nor there really. I would be happy with both, to be honest. Full active safety system, 15.4-inch HD multimedia display, front power seats with heating, 3D camera view, and 18-inch alloy wheels. So slightly smaller wheels with the Complete. Colors, not too inspiring. White, black, grey, silver, and just to be different, a bit of green as well. Yeah, car colours in Australia, I don't know, pretty standard. Not like in Asia or other parts of the world where there's a bit more vibrant choice. In Australia, it's pretty much just like different tones of neutral. Let's flick back to the Inspire one. So Inspire, you get Midnight and Cloud, so that white interior versus the black interior. I've got to say, with my kids getting older, the white interiors are starting to grow on me a bit more. Good at keeping seats clean now, so I'd probably be happy to pay a bit more for white. Whereas with the Complete version, you just get a choice of black. That's it. At the moment, there's no pricing, so you've just got to guess how much it would be. I would think for a Geely, you know, for their base cars, you would hope it's around $50,000. It'd be nice if it was under 50, but I would think around that 50 mark would be acceptable, and maybe $3,000 to $5,000 more for the Inspire version, which is the more advanced variant compared to Complete, which is their base variant. And then, I don't know, hopefully paint's free, but I would think it's probably $500 more for anything other than white, and maybe the interior is another $500 to $1,000. That's just my guess from past experience. So let's just go for like absolute basic, Complete, and then we'll press continue. And then from this page, you've got the summary page. You can edit where you want to pick up the car, of course. Whoop, sorry, I've gone back and reset everything. Just trap for young players. Okay, so then you can trade in as well from this page, and then payments, cash, finance, or novated leasing, and then put your personal details there. And then there's a big disclaimer down here saying this is not locking you into purchasing this vehicle. It's just basically an expression of interest at this stage. Let's just go back to EX5 real quick. Let's have a look at the gallery. I want to show you some more pictures of this car. So there's the front of the vehicle. Again, it's not too inspiring as a car. It's fairly basic looking SUV. Again, not a bad thing for some people. Not a bad light signature up the back. Just a bit of a light bar there. Sunroof, which I think has a sunshade. There's some more pictures there. There's the head-up display, and there's those speakers there sticking out. Bit of a dint here on the front, part of the design, and then a lip up the back. There's the wheels there. A few side curtains, bit of detail there, and this bit of detail here as well on the side, and flush door handles, which is good. That cross almost looks a bit Polestar-ish, doesn't it? Which Geely also owns. There's a bit of a detail there of the light signature up the back. And rear wiper, which is good. I like that. And a bit more detail in the front cabin. In white, the infotainment screen looks very generic almost. I don't know if they're white labeling these UX or UI infotainment screens to different brands now. Like, you know, BYD kind of looks like that now with the new update software I've seen overseas. Then you've got a little bit of a knob here. Is that for volume control, perhaps? I don't know if the gear shifts are on the steering controls. You've got hopefully it's both a wireless charging, although I can only see one there on the driver's side. Glove box is present, which some cars don't have anymore, by the way. Interior lighting is here, and head-up display as I talked about earlier. Vents on the side, manual control AC vents throughout, and is there driver monitoring? Let's have a look at the next picture. I think there might be, possibly. Don't know, I can't quite see it. It's back on the instrument cluster screen there. Looks promising. A picture of the car there and music as well. So a bit more refined maybe than the BYDs at the moment, which is good. And scrolling along, they've got this picture of the phone on the left side, but maybe that's a remnant of the Chinese left-hand drive vehicles. There's a privacy little screen there, presumably storage in the center armrest. There's that little knob there, again, probably for volume control, maybe other settings on the infotainment screen. Some more buttons here as well. Nice wood grain finish, it's a nice bit of detail. Lie flat seats, which is nice. Rear seats look pretty comfy. I think the front seats are ventilated. I'll just go through the specs real quick as well. Nice design with the Geely, Geely logo there, Geely badging. And I think there's speakers in the headrest too, I think. You can just see that. We'll see when we get the real car one day. Center armrest in the middle there has got storage, I would think. 60-40 split up the back, speakers up the back, probably for the premium version. Hopefully a 12-volt as well. So, and there's a picture of the sunroof, which probably vents and probably has a shade as well, from what I can see. So there you go. That's the Geely EX5, and hopefully I'll be as comfortable as this lady here when I drive the car. Maybe I'll take a rest when I'm charging as well. Yeah, let's have a look at the specs real quick to finish up the video. Let's just zoom in there so we can see. There's a picture of the Geely EX5 in green. That's nice. So, front-wheel drive configuration for both Complete and Inspire. 160 kilowatt, 320 newton meters of torque. 6.9 versus 7.1 versus the two specs. Lithium iron phosphate, which is good. 60 kilowatt hours. I think for a standard SUV is probably enough these days, particularly if you're only driving around town. Most manufacturers have realized that. 430 kilometers of WLTP versus 410 for the top spec, and then 15 to 16 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That's pretty standard for LFP these days. 11 kilowatt AC charging, which is good. 100 kilowatt DC, which is absolute minimum in my books for DC charging. V2L, 3.3 kilowatts. 6 kilowatts for V2V. Not seen that before in a spec sheet. Vehicle to vehicle capacity. Have to try that. Keep going down, so different drive modes. Different wheels for the different specs. Sunroof only comes equipped with the Inspire version. Power tailgate for the Inspire only, which is the top spec. Front parking sensors only for the top spec. That's weird. Manual tailgate override for top spec. Sun visors are only illuminated for the top spec Inspire. Ambient lighting only for the Inspire version. And ventilated seats only for the Inspire. Same with memory, driver profile for the top spec, massage seats for the top spec, and same with powered leg rest, which is probably calf support as well for the front passenger seat. What else? Head-up display only in the top spec, and 6 versus 14 speaker sound system for top spec, and different colors available for all, and only the white seats are available in the top spec as well. It's going to be lengthwise 4.615, which is exactly the same length as the Kia EV5, and at height 1.67, it is actually taller than the Tesla Model Y, slightly shorter than the Kia EV5. So there you go, everyone. That's the Geely EX5, and pricing not confirmed, but I would think hopefully low 50s with maybe another $3,000 to $5,000 for the top spec. Would I pay more for the top spec? I probably would. I probably want a few more luxury features, particularly if this is going to be a family vehicle. Why not, right? Just for a few $1,000s more, it's probably worth it if you're going to make everyone comfortable on your daily commute. But yeah, looking forward to test driving this eventually when Geely hopefully give me a press car to test out for the week. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed that. Tell me what you think of the car below. I would like to see something that stands this car out. I know, as I said many times, it looks pretty generic, which some people like, but for me, I wouldn't mind having some sort of signature feature so that in my mind, I know, okay, that's a Geely EX5. Hopefully I'll find that out in coming months as we learn more about this vehicle and from Geely as well. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll provide another update as Geely announce their pricing, hopefully in the coming weeks to months. Until next time, I'm Tom from Ludicrous Feed, and as always, happy charging.